logo.
Denny Schaefer. He's an idiot.
What was that?
A window opening. Guess what? I just screwed up and clicked off Instagram. That is awesome.
Public.
That's the key. I'm screwed. I don't think we're going to be able to do it this week. Okay, we're live, and right as live would happen, we ran into an issue. I went to click on Instagram Live, and it went away. So I'm reloading it in, or I can just let it go. What do you think, Sharon?
Let it go.
Number, what's today, 13? I'll just hit it, and then we'll see what happens here. If we can do this, and then do this, and then let's see what we got here. Let's remove.
Should I put a little show in?
Remove.
Jazz hands.
Hold on, let's add that. Let's try this. All right. Well, we were hoping to have a smooth transition because we talked about it. And what happened? Well, we didn't. So
much for being down here a half hour early.
Well, we did. We got here early, and we had everything set up. And then right at the end, Sharon's like, "Do you want the ottoman?" And I'm like, "Okay, so you think we're live here?" Because it says go live.
I know. Hold on.
So
yes, you're live.
There we go.
Yes,
took
live.
a minute.
Okay.
And so, hi everybody. Welcome to episode number 13. I'm Denny. That's Sharon, my lovely bride. And I'm just going to say something I didn't think I was going to say. I told Sharon when we started this thing that I was only going to do one because I know she wanted to do one. And I'm really enjoying myself. This is a lot of fun. It really is. I mean, you're killing it on social media, and it's just, it's like what empty nesting should be about. Doing a podcast. I was talking to a guy today from Medicare because I had questions, always. And I told him, I said, "Hey, I'm not generating much income right now because, whatever, I'm in between jobs." He goes, "Well, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm doing a podcast with my wife." He's like, "Me and my wife should do a podcast." I said, "Everybody should do a podcast because everybody's life has so much kookiness."
I think everybody is doing a podcast.
Well, I know that we
but
are.
I know who the OG podcaster was. That'd be you in our main master closet down in Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't know if I was the OG, but I was one of the early ones, and I gave it a shot.
You gave internet radio, and you were subscribers, and you said there's something to this. So and you are the idea guy.
And I generated $100 a month. So that went away. Anyway, it's episode 13. We got a lot to cover. I got a lot of notes, a lot of things with my knee surgery, and Sharon's battery died, and blah, blah, blah. But first, let's welcome our Wednesday sponsor. Let's get Zen, everyone.
Kim and Patty here of Zen Partners with Key Realty. As the snow melts and flowers emerge, the spring real estate market will begin to bloom, making it an ideal time to sell your home. Consider following these tips. First, make a great first impression. Freshen up your curb appeal with a clean lawn, colorful flowers, and even a welcoming front door can make a huge difference. Second, declutter and stage your home. Buyers want to be able to picture themselves living there, so clear out those personal items and create a bright, inviting space. And third, work with a realtor who knows the market. And that's Patty and I. We use expert pricing strategies, top-notch marketing, and negotiation skills to get you the best deal possible. Are you ready to sell? Give us a call. We'll send you a copy of our Home Seller's Guide and Workbook. Hope to talk with you soon.
And there you go. Thank you to our Wednesday sponsors, Kim and Patty. All right, let me run through a couple of notes there that I got before we get into the meat of our conversation today. Sharon and I watched the other night the SNL Homecoming concert. So this was Friday night at Radio City Music Hall.
Before their big show.
Before the big show. And we were both very disappointed in the show. I mean, I don't know what happened, but here's the thing. We stayed with it. And once Lady Gaga was pretty good, but right after that, Devo was like, I don't know what to make of Devo. They were wearing like some of their kooky outfits, but it's like old white guys, 100 years old. And it's kind of like me in the disco parties. It's like, if the music wasn't so good, you'd be looking at me up on stage going, this dude needs to let it go. He needs to do something else. Anyway, that's what Devo was. Lady Gaga, of course, great vocals. But it was Will Ferrell and Anna Gasteyer when they reprised their roles as the Culps. When, she's out front singing and he's on that little electric piano organ thing and he's bald. And oh my gosh, that was laugh out loud funny.
That was the funniest, best, I thought, performance of the night.
Yeah.
And standing ovation worthy.
Oh, yeah.
Because they even did Kendrick's, not like us.
Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, they did it. And it was so funny.
Really funny.
So if you have the Peacock, it's near the last third of it, go watch it. It's actually really funny. Jelly Roll doing Johnny Cash was awesome. Cher brought the friggin' house down. She's in her 70s. And
didn't you see that? Was she 78?
Yeah.
You looked up her age.
78-ish. I don't know what it was.
She's been in show business for, what did we say, 6 decades?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And she is not letting it go, people. She is going to show us her body. And at 78, looking the way she does, can you blame her?
She's always looked that way, though.
I know. But how many 78-year-olds look that thin and in shape?
In her fishnets. She fit right in with the Hollywood, wardrobe. But the thing that I noticed about Cher is if she's had any work done, you really can't tell. She still has those amazing cheekbones, and she's not looking like a Kenny Rogers or someone that's
or like a balloon face
where surgery's gone back too much. Yeah, no, she still looks natural at her age.
Yeah.
So whether it's just taking care of herself or whatever, I don't know. But
good genes, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know. By the way, the rating was huge for the actual anniversary show. It got 14.8 million viewers on Sunday night. That's a 202% better than their average number of viewers for a regular SNL. Okay, first off, a regular SNL is on at 11:30 at night. This thing started at 8. I am a little surprised that it got this high of a rating. 14.8 million people. It's the most watched primetime entertainment telecast in 5 years on NBC. It's the fourth most watched entertainment telecast of all time on Peacock. Now, just for comparison, so they have 14.8 million. The average Sunday afternoon national NFL game, 24.2 million.
Oh, okay.
But as far as ratings go for that show, and I thought the show was awful. I give it a 1 out of 10. I'm surprised that it got that high of a number. So obviously, my sense of humor is gone at my age. I don't know what's funny anymore.
You're talking about the actual anniversary, not the concert.
Correct. Anniversary show is all I'm talking about here.
Okay.
We're off the concert.
Oh.
So there you go. So there's that to give you a little comparison there. Now, a couple other notes from the last couple of days. Shout out to Michael at Batteries Plus and also to Hunter. This was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yesterday, coldest day of the year, one of them.
14 degrees.
You were going to do something, and you're like, I don't think my car is going to start.
Let's go to Kroger.
Oh, yeah.
Get your new meds.
By the way, I am under the influence of hydrocodone. The Oxy does not work for me. Don't know why. I was looking forward to it. Does not. So my doc called in another script, so Sharon had to go get it. She goes, my vehicle's not going to start. I said, take my van. So she did. Came back, started her car, doesn't start. So we called AAA because we have AAA, $160 a year for AAA. Told AAA what was going on. They're like, we're going to send somebody out to replace your battery. I said, how much is the battery? They will call you and let you know the price of the battery.
But she said AAA charges $200.
Around $200, she said.
For the battery, not including sales tax. for labor.
Someone will call you and give you a price. I said, great. Nobody called. And it was a guy, Mike's Collision or whatever, garage. Anyway, so all of a sudden there's a dude at the door of the house. So I open up the garage and it's this guy standing there. Nicest guy ever. He's got this huge flatbed truck, you know, in case he had to take it, tow it. And I said, hey, you got any batteries? He's like, we just jump. We don't do batteries. I'm like, well, they told me that, you know, I told them what I needed. Anyway, it didn't work out. They weren't able to do it, but he did give us a jump. And then he called back a half hour later, which was really nice. You didn't turn the car off, did you?
Yeah, he told me, he goes, let it run for 15 and wherever you take it, don't stop it.
So I called a couple different places that we do business with. K&R, they do all of our maintenance on our vehicles mostly. Oh, I forgot to call Joel at Fast Times. Sorry, Joel, I should have called you. Probably would have given me a better deal. Anyway, and then I called Michael at Batteries Plus, who was a sponsor on my old show. And he gave us basically the best deal, and he could do it in the quickest amount of time. So we drive over there to the Batteries Plus on Seacourt Road by Central. And one of the coldest days of the year, and of course, he makes the young guy, Hunter,
yeah,
go out there. But, you know, you give him $10 to do it, too.
He was so nice. And he had it, the old one out and the new one in what?
10 minutes.
10, 15 minutes?
Not even.
Yeah.
So thank you. Shout out. Then I had PT right after that at PT Link. Shout out to Kaylee Sofo, Mike Sofo's daughter-in-law. I said, are you related to Mike? She goes, which one? I said, the old man. She goes, yes, he's my father-in-law. Anyway, Mike Sofo and I go way back in the day in the 90s from Sofo Foods. Anyway, she was very sweet, and she's a hell of a lot nicer than Mike. So I'm just going to say that, Mike. I'm eyeballing you. Anyway, PT Link doing a great job. They told me I'm already improving on my, flexing and bending of the knee, getting some of my range of motion back. PT's not fun. And listen, I can see how people can give up and just go, I'm not doing it. And then you're never going to have the flexibility in your leg again like you once did. So I'm suffering through it, sucking it up, and I'm on pain pills right now. So there you go. But I really don't feel it.
That's why I don't sign up for all those women over 50. We are looking for Pilates and wall Pilates, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, I should do that. And I'm like, no, I don't want someone to tell me what to do. If I want to exercise, I want to do it on my own. So PT is probably the same.
Well, PT is you better do it or you're going to lose range of motion in your legs.
Right.
You know as well as I do, when you're on a good regiment and a good routine of working out, you feel better.
Yeah.
So, no pain, no gain. Then after that, I was looking at the schedule of what I'm going to watch because I'm watching a lot of TV, being in bed most of the time. Anyway, and I saw the Rockets playing Ball State on ESPN+. Well, I got an email last week from Verizon saying, oh, we disconnected your you lost the perk of Disney+, which is ESPN+, and Hulu because you changed your plan. I'm like, no, didn't change the plan. So instead of going to the Verizon store over on Monroe Street, like I have in the past, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to call the Verizon people through the phone. And I did. And I got to, some guy picks up right away, a lovely gentleman with a very nice accent from another country. This dude killed it. I said, look, why would I lose a part of my package when I made no adjustments? So he looked into it, and I said, and by the way, when I changed all the phones around back in November, whenever we did that, we all got new iPhones, they told me that my bill was going to be around this price, and it's not. It's $26 more. He goes, well, let me take care of the Disney Plus first, and then we'll take care of that. So I was on the phone probably 20 minutes, maybe a half hour. Worth it. Got the Disney Plus back, and he dropped my bill by $26. Way to go, dude. Whatever your name was, I don't remember.
Yes, I'm sorry. I do not speak English. Okay.
So he was great, and he did a wonderful job.
Yes. Hot dog. Yes, sir. No, sir. Maybe. Okay.
Okay, and then my last little one before we get into the meat of the show is Thursday. The Den Man is going to make a public appearance in Sharon. So it's the Denny Sharon podcast making our first public appearance.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, we're going to be out at Inside the Five in Sylvania for the 37th annual Toledo Golf Show. The golf show is this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Tamo Shanner. I'll also be out there on Saturday doing a broadcast, a remote out there on Saturday morning at 10. It's a great event. It's the place where you go to get all your gloves, your tees, your balls, your clothes, tips on, hundreds and hundreds of vendors, tips. It's going to be awesome. Stop by Crooked Creek and Cherrywood because Brian is gambling this year. He's such a kook for, free rounds of golf and stuff. So Thursday, 5 to 7, I'm scheduled to be there. I'm going to be there just before 5, doing a live remote kickoff party inside the 5. Sharon, my driver, and my wacky podcast sidekick will be there with me. There you go. Now I'm up to date. Take the show.
Oh, do you want to click off the scan thing?
Uh,
People are commenting. We
okay.
had like a bunch of people on Instagram.
Teresa Vargo, Kimberly, Pastor Steve. What's up, Steve? Rick, Nurse Terry, John.
Terry says, don't let PT overdo it.
They're actually nicer than I thought. Mike's mean, but Kaylee's awesome.
What does Bill say?
Hold on. Let me go all the way to the top.
Okay.
So we got Nurse Terry. Hi, Denny. Sharon. Hello. Good afternoon, John Castillo. Thank you, John, for signing up for March.
Yeah.
You're awesome. So Castillo Funeral Home will be sponsoring
We
the
have
podcast.
a new sponsor for March as well.
Awesome.
Yep.
Kim Zaraki watching. Thank you, Kim. Laura, Jan. Glad to see you recovered as well, Denny, with that knee. Thank you, Pam.
You really are doing pretty remarkable, I have to say.
Well, I have nothing to gauge it against because, one, I've never been through this and I don't know.
I know, but the fact that you've never been through something like this and you really have handled it well. I know that you've always been someone to push through pain, and when you're sick, you're like,
I need a lollipop. I'm already off the stroller, the
walker.
Yeah. And I'm strictly cane now. So I got off the cane or the walker, yesterday, day before?
Monday.
Monday was my last day of the
your
walker.
cane and your flashlight on Monday.
Oh, yeah. So now it's all cane. So,
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And I have tremendous support staff at home, as long as I put the ice back. Okay, moving
As
along.
long as you don't take advantage of your caregiver.
Oh, I would. I would like to if I could. Trust
take
me.
for granted, not take advantage of. Wrong
Okay.
term.
Okay.
Wrong-o.
I'd rather take advantage of you.
Okay.
All right. Rick Keith, good afternoon, Denny and Sharon. Hope you're feeling better. I'm feeling fantastic. Continue to pray for you. Thank you, Rick. I know it's the prayers. I hope your pain meds are now effective and you're getting relief a little bit, but I think it just means stay away from it. Listening from 72 degrees in Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah.
This place would be great for your rehab. Yes, it would, Bill.
Yeah, the humidity for sure.
Oh, I bet it would.
Ugh.
How about a little Newsboys breakfast song?
Oh.
One of my all-time favorite songs.
You want us to sing it?
Sherry from McCravers. No, we're not doing that. I got it in my system. But I think we'd get flagged. Chris Gaggle, what's up, Gags? Let's see. Inside the Five has great food. Thank you, Kim and Robert. My pain management doctor has me on pain meds for my severe arthritis. There is a difference between hydro and oxy, about the same strength. I get a money discount from T-Mobile for senior status. I need 2 free tickets to the golf show. All right.
Wait,
All
push
right,
on
Robert.
the new comments.
Robert's got a lot of stuff to say here.
Yeah.
In the past, I've always had free golf show tickets at the kickoff party. So come to the party, inside the Five. If I got them, I'll hook you up, Robert, unless somebody else got them. Julian, what up? And Brittany, hey. All right, there you go. There's all the text. Ooh, and I'm getting a head rush from my hydrocodone.
Well, let me tell you, when I went to the pharmacy yesterday, 3 different times, 2 different young men who I'm like, are you even old enough to be working? because I forget that I'm aging. 3 different times they made sure to say, is he done with this first one? Make sure he doesn't mix, make sure he doesn't take this one with
I'm not.
yes, but they're very on it there at Kroger. So
Yeah, for me, I took one today. I don't know if I'll take another one. It is what it is. I'm doing my PT, I'm lacing the hell out of it. All right, Sharon found a little ditty. Actually, I think I did, and then you ran with it because I saw this the other day. Instagram is testing a dislike button, and it's got people angry because they have a dislike button. So the story is this. They rolled out this unpopular feature. The Meta platform is testing a dislike button, and users are lashing out because of the ability to give bullies a voice.
and it is on there now. I just saw it this morning. Yeah, it's a tiny little down arrow.
Okay, it's a down arrow on comments, not on posts. It's only on the comments of posts.
Right.
So they still don't have the dislike, but and it says some of the comments, people are already unhinged. We definitely don't need that feature. I dislike the feature. It's going to make people sad or insecure about their post and stuff. Okay, it's not the post, it's the comments. Don't like people being mean. They shouldn't have the option at all. Decried another user. It will take cyberbullying to another level. No. It's just an arrow. You can't.
Right.
Can you post a comment about it?
I took a picture.
Can you say like boring?
I actually took a picture of. So there's 2 people that commented on a post, and then see next to the heart where you would tap the heart if you love it. Now they've added a small little down arrow. If you click on that, that means
you don't like their comment.
Right?
Okay, so you can't write a comment about their comment. You don't start going back and forth like they.
I guess not.
Okay.
Who else does that though? Who else has a dislike of a comment? Honestly, I don't even know.
Well, YouTube does. They got
have a
thumbs up,
dislike?
thumbs down. Oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. All right, more comments. Let's see. They shouldn't have the option at all. It'll take cyberbullying to another level. No, it won't. It's like they want to continue to see us argue and hate each other. Okay, that's accurate. Everybody's already a hater. Why give into more features to enable it? And I like this one. Oh, Lord. So in addition to getting people addicted to likes, let's further deteriorate their mental health by adding dislikes, somebody said.
Yeah.
Not everyone was displeased. I can finally be a full-time hater, rejoiced one person. Bullying is back. Let's go, in all caps, celebrated another. So again, it's just on comments, not on posts. All right, so here's what Facebook is saying, or Instagram is saying, Meta, who owns it. They explained the move by saying, we're testing a new button next to each comment on a reel or feed post for people to privately signal that they don't feel good about that particular comment or find it relevant with a small group of people to start. Well, you said it's on yours, so you're one of the ones that's starting it, right?
Well, it's History Photographed, I think, is the account I follow. So it's probably their account that's being, because they do have a lot of followers and they get a lot of people riled up.
So do we have it for DennyRadio podcast?
I don't think we have that big of a reach.
Meta says the company's working on ways to help people better control their Instagram experience and what they're seeing on the app.
Isn't this all just complicated? And here's a question.
Yes.
Did social media really bring this out of us as humans, or was it always there and now it's just an avenue?
It's always been there. Haters been everywhere. The only thing that's changed is now haters have a voice. Now, instead of, screaming at a bar about, whatever, whatever they hating on, now they can reply 24/7 through social media and through, if you pull up, newspaper stories. Okay, that's probably not a good example because when was the last time you had a newspaper or looked at a newspaper? But whenever I pull up the Blade, sometimes there'll be a something going on with Toledo and it's a positive thing. And as soon as you get down to the comments, it's all haters. Wade's just going to blow the money anyway. And I was like, you people suck the life out of me. So yes, it's always been around. Now they have a friggin' voice.
Yeah.
So Meta goes on to say, we're testing a new button next to the comment on a Reeler feed for people to privately signal. They don't feel good about that particular comment or find it relevant with a small group of people to start, according to the spokesman. Now, PopScope has an account on Instagram, claim that the purpose of the new feature is to provide users, particularly content creators like us, with a tool to manage and mitigate toxic or harsh comments on their posts. By disliking a comment, creators can potentially reduce its visibility, ensuring a more positive interaction environment for their audience. Okay, that's BS, because here's the thing. We deleted a negative comment on DennyRadio from yesterday's post. So you don't need that down button. You don't. Packer Chuck, you're now been warned. Now, this wasn't him, but sometimes he'll say something trying to be funny, and it comes off as mean or not nice or negative. I haven't bounced him yet, and I haven't deleted his comments when he tries to be funny, but I'm going to start. Yesterday wasn't Chuck, somebody else. What did we do?
A woman, another woman.
It was a woman, and she
commented boring.
Now, she was commenting boring on the post you put up yesterday?
The
reel of you and I and you laughing?
Yeah.
Which I thought was really funny. I enjoyed it. But then again, I thought SNL was bad and it got good ratings. So what do I know?
But I was apprehensive of posting that because I think people will get mad at me for laughing at maybe you or just whatever, because people are very protective of you. So,
okay.
Well, your followers and fans are very, I would say, protective. You don't think that?
Sure. I mean,
no.
I don't want to go down that rabbit trail. So I went up on Facebook because we're Facebook friends, and I said, "Did you call my post boring yesterday?"
Because it was just the word boring.
That was it. No explanation, no nothing, no emojis, nothing, just boring. So I told her, I said, Sharon, just let's delete it. We're just going to delete it. I was just kidding with 3 laugh out loud emojis. I enjoy listening to you, ... I was kidding. 3 more laugh out loud emojis. Great show. After she said boring. So I said, let's not post negative comments, even if you are kidding. Thanks. We want positive only. If you don't like the post, then just ignore it. She goes, I apologize. I wasn't looking for an apology. In my own little weird way, I'm trying to affect culture by bringing positivity and light. Not that I'm going to get all freaky weird on you, but we have way too much darkness and negativity out there. If you don't like something, let me ask you a question, Sharon. If you go to a restaurant and you didn't have a particularly good experience and the food just wasn't that good, are you ever going to go back?
Probably not. I mean,
there you go. That's how you protest. You don't go back.
Probably not. Probably.
You're not going to go back.
No, you don't go back.
I don't go back if I get a bad experience, unless they have great margaritas, and then I'm there.
True story.
They have good food though too. Cinco. Oh, I miss it.
Oh my God.
Coming to see you, Alex. Maybe this weekend.
Trail.
This weekend, maybe. Who knows? Well, I got to be careful because I'm on pain pills and I haven't been drinking. Anyway,
okay.
Just if you don't like something, why do you feel the need to make fun of it or hammer it? My question would be, if you're going to criticize our podcast, why don't you send me a link to your podcast so I can watch your podcast with your husband or wife and give my critique? Would you like that? Listen, if you don't have the stones to do something like this, but you got the stones to try to be funny by saying boring, that doesn't take any guts at all. That's a hater, man.
Right.
More light, less darkness. Bam.
Well,
have a nice day.
So I have a theory.
All right,
Would you
Sharon
like-
has a
would
theory.
you like to hear it?
Sure.
Because this is the third female, probably in this age range, who has made a negative comment. And inside my head, because I've
There's
been
a
with
lot
you,
up there, too.
I'm married to you, but
Yeah. I was there before.
I've been in your life. I've seen it all. You know, I see people, I see through people. And I'm wondering, could it be that some people have a thing for you, and when they see you with your wife, they don't like that because it ruins their fantasy? Could that be? Or is it-
Absolutely. You know, the Den Man is still very appealing to people with cataracts.
No, I'm totally serious asking that
Okay, so
question.
you're saying because
There's three different
negative ones.
females.
That,
One, here it is, people.
call it out.
Okay.
Go.
So,
No rules on this podcast.
you know, we do the post together. You know, I don't post anything without your approval. I'll show it to you, whatever. And when it's been anything with just you, there's been one in particular who will comment and da-da-da-da-da every single time. If it's you and me, no comment, no nothing. Okay. Now there's been two women who have made negative remarks about you and me. And they're in the same age bracket, which is probably around your age. Let's just say it. And I'm just wondering, is it because it's your wife?
And they want to be the next Mrs.
Yeah.
Schaefer.
Or maybe they want to be in this chair.
Okay, why don't you tell them how exciting it is and how fulfilling it is to be married to me? Go ahead.
All I'll say is this: when you read stories or you see interviews with like John Bon Jovi, I remember, or Toby Mac or whatever, with their wives, and they come home from being on tour and being on this pedestal, and all the young women throwing themselves at them and everything that they get, and they walk in the door and the wife's like, can you take care of the kids, change the diapers, put them to bed, and by the way, the trash needs to be taken out. And it just boom brings them right back to reality, because and sometimes I just wonder if that doesn't happen on a small scale here.
So are you saying that people have unrealistic expectations of what it would be like to get with me?
I don't know if it's that.
That's what it is.
The word pedestal. It's just like people are like, oh,
I know. Because they have this fantasy about, oh my gosh, all the places we get to go and everything that we get to do, and people coming up to us and all that. Oh, that must be great.
I just asked that question. Could it be? Or could it just be a critical spirit?
Could be.
So
Could just
that's
be
it.
you're in the dark, man.
Okay.
Come to the light. All right, there you go. Oh, Michelle just says, I can't stand you, Denny. Followed by 3 laugh out loud emojis. I feel you, Michelle. That's funny.
What is Brittany saying? She's dead.
I'm dead. All right. People seem to be enjoying it. Terry, you are so right. Misery loves company. All right. What does Terry say? It's all of them. When a person is negative and jealous, they are not happy with themselves.
Well, and it's, like I said, all kind of in that same age range,
Yeah.
which is the age range, if we
That I appeal
go back
to.
to kind of Instagram, that's getting targeted by scammers posing as celebrities.
Yeah. I don't know how that happens.
Well, let me just tell you this.
It's a local woman. It happened to a local woman, and she
Oh,
gave
it's-
like $100 grand or
I
something.
thought it was $1
stupid.
million. There was another woman that lost $1 million to
I
Brad
know.
Pitt, I thought.
Somebody local
He-
in Sylvania or Sylvania Township just lost like $100 grand thinking she was dealing with some celebrity. I'm just like, oh my gosh,
Well,
how can this happen?
Okay, here's what they do. Because I've been targeted on TikTok and I've been targeted on Instagram, not Facebook. What they do is they create a fake account. So I've had Keanu Reeves, Sean Cassidy,
Ooh.
Toby Mac, Stephen Curtis Chapman, Lucas Bravo, Harry Connick Jr., Max Lucado, and now the recent one yesterday was Liam Hemsworth. And it's these scammers that will just take a picture of this person, put it up on their profile, and then it's like the name, like Lucas Bravo 01 or whatever, and they'll request to follow me. Lucas Bravo, he was on Emily Loves Paris. 3 different friend requests from somebody, and the last one was just a gigantic blue check mark as their profile picture. So what they do is they try to entice you to
react to them.
Yeah, follow them, and then they try to create this
Fantasy relationship, right?
Where you think that you're actually talking to the real person.
And then they need money.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where it stops.
Yeah. I mean, the one from Sean Cassidy on TikTok, and he doesn't have many followers anyway, so I get this random Sean Cassidy wants to follow me or be, he's like, oh, I, love my fans, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, delete,
Yeah. So I had a call yesterday.
Yeah.
When you were dealing with the tow truck dude who was giving you a jump. So the phone rings. It's like, yeah, this is so-and-so from Social Security or from Medicare. And I put a call into Medicare that day because I had a couple of questions, because you get so much misinformation. So I like to call them direct. Well, at first I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's somebody's like, so-and-so, and we're calling to verify your Medicare. I'm like, okay, what's that entail? When did you start Medicare? So I told him. And what's your address? I said, well, don't you know my address? Well, I need to verify it's you, sir. Can I have your number, your Medicare number? I'm like, no. She goes, well, then there's no way to verify. I said, I guess I'm not getting verified today, am I? I said, you're a freaking scam. You're a scam and a loser. After about a minute of screwing with this person, then I hung up on him.
Thank God you caught it, because there's a lot of people that would not, and they would do it.
Oh, I know.
Older people. It just.
Because they're like, okay, read me back your number. And I said, you read the number to me, and I'll tell you if you're right.
Listen, my sister who doesn't drive got a text message from Ohio Turnpike or whatever, saying that her vehicle, that she didn't pay going through a toll and she owes this much money, and here's a link, blah, blah, blah. She doesn't even own a car to drive, nor has been on the Ohio Turnpike.
I got one of those from Massachusetts or something, and I actually called or went through the rigmarole before I realized, okay, this was a waste of time. What a scam this is. But I can see how it happens.
Yeah. Anyway, so can I go on to
this is your podcast as
no,
well. You can do what you want.
Well, no, because
Denny and Sharon. This is the Sharon part. What else you got?
Welcome to the boring podcast. Okay, well, there's 2 things first, so I'm not sure which one to do first. Let's do this one. Okay, so yesterday I'm on Facebook scrolling, and I come across this post. Basically, it's a post about Trump, of course, and inviting all of his supporters left of my feed to read and respond to the comments how you ignored all of this. And if after reading you don't see a problem, kindly remove yourself. So she basically is saying unfriend me. When is this going to stop?
Wait a minute. This is a friend of yours who did this?
This person was involved in Josh's life back in Bedford days.
So this is a personal friend, somebody you know, and they made a
Someone
post.
that knows all of our family.
All right,
yes.
so they made a political post.
Yeah.
And said if you agree with it or if you disagree with it.
If you still support him after, because it was all these posts about everything that he has done, written by some author. So everybody and their brother is sharing it. And it's just basically like, and after reading this, if you don't see a problem, kindly remove yourself.
In other words, stop following me. Basically.
Stop being my friend.
Okay. What is wrong with people? When did politics become the defining moment in friendship? Boom. I mean, when you become friends with somebody, really, as soon as you find out that they're left or right or libertarian or whatever they are, communist, then it's like, oh, can't be your friend now. It's like, wait a minute. Unless somebody's pushing it on you, like all the time, like coming after you about your beliefs or whatever, yeah, that friendship's going to go away anyway. But I just don't understand how people can use that as the barometer for the last straw. because you voted for Trump or you voted for Kamala. It's like, come on.
Well, it doesn't really entice me to, I mean, if anything, it pushes me away
Right.
more than draws me in. And, yeah,
It's a control thing. If you don't
is that what it is?
if you don't think like me, you're out of my life. Canceled. That's what it is.
Yeah, no, it's
if you don't think like I
canceling a
do,
relationship. Everything that we've had in the past, how we got along, jokes, favors, serving, whatever, all that's just gone. Period. Poof.
yeah. I got somebody who's been near and dear to my life for 35, 38 years. And I found out maybe 20 years ago that we are on the polar opposite politically. And guess what happened to that friendship? This is going to shock you. After I found out, that he was totally different than me on the other side, you know what happened to that relationship? Nothing. It didn't change anything except this. We don't talk politics. We talk about golf. We talk about girls. We talk about, beverages, whatever. We talk about family stuff.
Right.
But we don't talk about politics. The fact that you're trying to control somebody by whichever way they lean politically says more about you and your lack of character than it does about the person who's supporting the one you hate. Boom. Denny Nugget. Write it down.
Yeah. I mean, she just said, if you are celebrating him, please do kindly remove yourself from my account.
So what did you do?
I didn't do anything because I'm like, this is silly. Because privately, I want to message her and say, our entire family, and that we are good, decent human beings that contribute to mankind and the earth. And seriously, you're going to base it on this. I don't understand it. I just don't comprehend it, but I don't know.
People are stupid. There you go.
Oh, that sounds like an old tagline.
It is. What else you got?
So, there's a couple different things.
Go with it, man. We got time.
I
It's
know.
a Denny and Sharon podcast. Give the
I know.
people what they want.
Really? Okay. So part of me selling my business, part of the excitement for me was not having to do social media anymore because
Right.
it's very, very time consuming.
And now
When
you're
I
doing
first started,
Yeah.
I was teaching myself all the social media stuff, and you gotta pick something that's gonna be of interest not only to you but draw the people in. Then you got to come up with something catchy, and then you got to post it on this day or this day or between this time and this time, and and do the right hashtags and all of that. So part of me was glad to be done with that, and then I saw you struggling with yours end of November, and said, hey, why don't I
She came to me and said,
help you?
hey, because she saw I was making all kind of mistakes. She's like, I'm taking over your social media. I'm like, okay.
Well,
That's kind of how it went.
okay. So all of that to say, when I first took it over back in November, I was on social media probably more than ever before. And I found for me, if you looked at my phone history, you would probably, I was just like, we were moved in here. I took a break from unpacking and moving and just scrolled and became dumb, brain dead or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, all of that to say, I noticed for myself, it changed my personality, and not for the better, because it's just so negative, divisive, this way, hateful, down arrow, whatever, dislike. And I got to thinking, I'm like, I feel so bad for this generation. And I know that we've been told not to say that because they don't know any different. This is how they were raised. But when there's just so much out there, and it is so overwhelming for me at 59 that I can't imagine growing up with it when you just have it at your hands at all times. And it's got to affect your personality.
It does. Mentally, it cannot not affect it, Because when you're constantly doom scrolling, I mean, the research is out there.
Oh.
It's bad. It's why we have all the mental illness with this generation that's growing up right now, and all the depression, and it's
listen, and we've gone through this. I mean, we know it firsthand, you know. I mean, and we were very protective parents from screen time.
not protective enough.
No, we were overprotective. We were the uncool. We were the uncool parents. But you know, because I was thinking more about that, and I'm like, gosh, when I grew up, we were gone. Like, we ate breakfast, we're outside playing, ice skating down the river, going where we probably weren't supposed to, playing hide and seek, kick the can, you name it. Come home for lunch, go back out, come home for dinner, or maybe eat dinner at a friend's house. And then when the street lights started coming on is when we knew when to come back home. And that's how Olivia and Josh, when we lived in Atlanta in our second neighborhood, that's how it was. And it was
awesome.
So cool.
It was awesome.
You were physically getting exercise, laughing, being innovative with doing creative things. I mean, I don't know. And my heart just breaks for this generation.
Me too.
I don't know.
All right, I want to play this drop. It's an awesome drop. It's Charles Barkley, the great Charles Barkley.
Is this on a social media account?
Explaining about social media.
I hate social media. I think that's where losers go to feel important.
Bam! Thank you, Chuck. By the way, Herbie, I caught it. Herbie says, I unfriended somebody because they thought the EVIE 20 is better than the Shure SM7B. His name was Mike. Okay, so that's not funny to anybody other than somebody who knows that those are microphones. Actually, the RE20 is this, or these mics we're using.
Is that what he's saying?
Yes,
Oh.
and then he put laugh emoji.
Yeah.
Thank you, Herbie. Holly, that's why I only have Facebook and use it sparingly. Of course, I have running every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. Thank you, Holly. You're awesome. Jerry Eversman, very important topic for sure. All right.
What is LDJ saying up there? Sharon needs a what? A
I
phone holder? Come on, Denny.
don't see LDJ on there.
Right above Nurse Terry. Right there. Right there.
LDJ, Sharon needs a phone holder. Come on, Denny, pony up so she doesn't have to prop her phone on the mic stand. Just
actually,
saying.
you know what? I do have one. I didn't think about.
She's got one upstairs.
No, I do. I forgot. Yeah. Because I have my notes on here, and I also keep an eye on
I just hold it in my
Instagram.
hand. She has one, dude. She's had it for quite a while. Matter of fact, she's let me borrow it before.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right. Is it video time?
Yeah, but here's one more question.
All right. Oh, is this the question segment?
Yeah, but I do have a funny video too.
Because if we don't end this pretty soon, I may have to use my urinal.
Oh,
Right now it's empty.
okay. I'm getting whiffs of that thing.
It's clean.
Okay. Here's a question.
All right, go.
And because a situation happened with you recently, does it send a message when you don't respond to a text?
Oh. Yeah, it sends a message that you aren't as important as you think you are in somebody's life. If it goes longer than 3 hours, 2-3 hours.
What if they're in knee surgery?
Well, here's the thing. If they respond with, hey, I'm sorry, I got this going on, I'll respond later or answer your question. I'm talking about the people who ghost.
Your inner circle.
Yeah,
Kind of like
people
or what
you
thought.
know.
Yeah.
that don't respond for hours and hours and hours. And then they don't come back with, hey, sorry, just saw this, or sorry, I was in a meeting all day, or sorry, I've had a day. As long as it comes back with that, I'm okay. But if they just answer it straight up after 3, 4, 5 hours or the next day, I have to take a look at their relationship. That's just me.
Okay. All right.
What about you?
No, that was just a message. That was just a question for you.
Oh, okay.
Because yeah, I think it does send a message. Like you said, it's just
You're not important.
it's all in priorities for anything really.
You know what I miss? I miss the answering machine. I miss getting home and seeing the light flashing. I miss hitting the button, hearing my message play. You have 3 new messages. boom, hitting it and hearing like, my parents. That's your dad. What the hell are you doing with your life? Call me. I just missed that. And I think I still have some old cassettes of my parents' messages because they were so classic. Yeah. I missed that. I know we're never going back there, but that was kind of fun. And this generation, sadly, don't understand the wonders of the home answering machine.
I'm sure we have our old one. All right. Will you go to media? Speaking of phone and messages,
Okay,
and
media.
then see the second video.
Mom calling son?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Is this our funny video thingy?
This is
Needs to set up or no?
No.
All right, here we go.
That's it.
And he never picks up.
No.
Been there.
Yeah.
How about when you get a text from one of your kids and then you call them right back and then it goes to voicemail? Mm-hmm. It's like we've been texting back and forth. What the hell?
Yeah.
This generation.
Priorities, baby, are not in their inner circle.
No. But so, if it was one of their peeps.
Do you want to play one more video?
Absolutely.
Okay. So this video and then we'll end the podcast.
Okay.
First of all, make sure that the microphone is up, because this is a situation where people were in their car recording what was happening outside, and you really have to listen for the conversation between the two that's getting in the skirmish.
Okay.
So is the microphone up loud?
Well, the video mic comes right through the system, so I don't think I need to hold my mic over. So I want to
know who is in the right in this situation.
All right, here we go.
That's why you put your shopping carts back, people.
Well, he's in the wrong. I'm glad he did it.
She was right by the shopping cart corral. Are you kidding me?
And her excuse was, I don't have time to go 10 feet. And then obviously she was late for wherever she was going because he's a worker. It is his job, but I understand his frustration because he sees these people being lazy. But it's not your job to block somebody's car from being able to get out. Although I loved it. I'm glad he did it, but he's in the wrong. He'd get fired if he would have, there you go.
Well, more time and energy was wasted on that whole thing if she just would have walked it 2 cars over to the cart corral.
Right.
So, okay.
There you go. All right.
So you say he was in the wrong.
Yeah, he's in the wrong, but I'm glad he did it because maybe it'll send her a message, but she won't. She's one of those people that are oblivious and she's going to rip it.
It's your job, young man.
Yeah, well, it might be, but you know what? You can also help out by just being a good human. And a good human takes your damn cart 10 feet and puts it in the cart corral.
Rob says you're wrong. You know why Rob says this? Because I was watching his podcast last night and he was talking about how he judges people that don't put their grocery cart away. And I cracked up because I knew I had that video.
Well, she's a horrible human being. She wasn't raised right. All of that. But he's still in the wrong. His employer would fire him for doing that. You just do it. You just gotta shrug your shoulders and, say, well, this person's a giant date.
So when you were his age, why do I see you doing something like that?
And I probably would have been fired. It's still wrong. It's his job. It is his job. But I'm glad he did it. Anyway, people who walk throughout the store but can't put a cart back, lazy. It's a pet peeve of mine. I'd give that worker a bonus, Rob says. You're a nut, Rob. I would too. So there you go. All right, we got to wind it up.
Okay.
Thursday, tomorrow, Denny and Sharon doing our first public appearance.
Oh my gosh.
I'll be doing a remote on the radio.
I'm just the chauffeur.
From inside the 5. Well, yeah, you're going to probably have a dinner and all that and be there to talk to people if people come up.
Yeah, girls got to eat.
There you go. So that'll be tomorrow. We'll probably get there 4:30. It starts at 5, inside the 5, upstairs in Sylvania, kicking off the golf show. And I'm hoping to have golf show ticks. I did last year. I got to assume I'm going to have them. So we'll see you then. And then Friday, Jamie Paxson.
Disco chat, disco party
people.
chat.
Jamie is the CEO. She's the one that started Little Blessings, and they're the beneficiary of the disco party. If you don't know, it's June 6th. Tickets are going to go on sale next month. She's going to give the full report. She's going to join us on the Denny and Sharon DennyRadio podcast. All right, anything else?
Funky Friday.
We're going to get funky. Okay. Anything else?
No, I'm just reading comments.
Share if you care, people.
Damn, people played along today. Thank you.
They did. They killed it.
Yep.
Love you all. Bye-bye now.
Peace.